Okay, the question says Sara needs 190,000 in 10 years' time to study for 4 years at a university. What quarterly amount must his parents invest to pay for his university fee if they offered 11% per annum compounded quarterly for 10 years? So let me get my pointer ready so that I can show. Yeah. So this is the question, financial mathematics question. And by the way, welcome to my channel. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, please rush now and subscribe to this channel, and also hit the notification icon or bell so that you will be notified next time when I post a video. So by the way, this is the future value, the value that we expect to get at the end of 10 years, and this is our n, so which is 10 years, right? So these 4 years here is the study, it's the years of qualification. She expects to study or to spend 4 years in the university, or he expects to spend 4 years in university. So we don't mind about this one. We mind about the 10 years that this money we must receive this money at the end of 10 years. So in terms of the I, or the percentage we are given here, this is the percentage, right? And then compounded quarterly. So this is the formula that we will use. Future value is equal to x, or the value that they will pay or that will be paid quarterly, and then I is the interest, n is the number of years. The trick here is that quarterly, or when you talk about quarterly, this quarterly, in terms of n, we are going to multiply the number of years that is given by 4, because per year we have 4 quarters. It's 0 to 3 months, first quarter, 3 months to 6 months, which is June, second, June to September, third, and also the first one up to December. So in other words, n we are going to multiply by 4 because it's quarterly. If it was half yearly, or the question said half yearly or 6 months, we're going to multiply the value of n by 2. If it was monthly, we were going to multiply the value of n by 12. And the moment we multiply the value of n either by 2 for half yearly or by 4 for quarterly, or we will divide I by that particular value. In other words, in this case, should we multiply the value of n by 4 because it's quarterly? This means even our I, or the value of I, will be divided by 4. If it was half yearly or 6 months, this means we're going to multiply the value of n, this n here, by 2 and divide the value of I, all these values of I we're going to be divided by 2. So without any waste of time, let's proceed to solve the question. What is the value of f? The value of f we are given, it's 190,000. That's the final value that we are looking for, or we aim to receive at the end of 10 years. And then what is the value of x? We don't know the value of x. That's the one that we are looking for, the money that will be paid quarterly. We don't know it. And then what is the value of I? We know I we are given is 11%, but we are going to divide it by 4 because we are told that it's compounded quarterly. That's why we said 11% divided by 4. And then lastly, what is the value of n? N is 10 years, but that's not all. It should be 10 years multiplied by 4 from the word quarterly, right? So it's going to be 10 years. This is 10 years, not 10 year. So it should be 10 years, like this. 10 times 4, it will be 40 years, right? And then from there, now let's go straight and substitute the known value from this equation. So we'll start with f. In other words, we're going to write 190,000 like this, is equals to and then x, we are going to copy x as it is because we don't know the value, and then it will be 1 plus 0.11 over 4, like this one. So look, this one here is this one here, and then this I replace this I now with 0.11 over 4. It's 0.11 over 4, no longer 11, because 11% is the same as 0.11. In other words, 11%, this 11%, it's just the same as 11 over 100, and 11 over 100 is the same as 0.11 divided by 4. So in actual sense, this part here, 0.11 over 4, is the same as 11% over 4. It's one and the same thing. So let's continue now and include n and minus 1 and also divide by I, like this, right? So we substitute the value, the known value, and then the only unknown value is x, right? But now, to simplify this and solve this so that you won't be lost, let me draw your attention to cross multiple, right? Let me introduce cross multiple rule. So whatever I'm writing now here is not part of the answer, right? But it's something that will help you when simplifying this expression. I just want to remind you something. Cross multiple. Let's say if maybe we have, let's say we have A which is equals to B over C, then this simply means that A over 1 will be equals to B over C, right? In other words, this part is exactly the same as this part, because B over C is the same as B over C, and A over 1 is the same as A. In other words, any number divided by 1 is that particular number. Alright, so as far as is 10, this part is exactly the same as this part. But I want to introduce cross multiple rule. That's why I decided to introduce one and write it now like this. So now let's talk about cross multiple rule. What does it say? If we have A over 1 which is equals to B over C, this simply means that we can come and say A multiplied by C, by writing A multiplied by C. This A multiplied by C should be equals to 1 multiplied by B, right? Which is equals to 1 multiplied by B, like that. So this is basically the cross multiple, right? Or cross multiplication. It's exactly like this. So we are going to apply this rule on our expression here, right? If you check, this 190 occupies the position of A, right? And then the whole of this upper part from X go down here up until the last part here, which is this one. It's more like B, or our B, right? And then this part here down here, which is 0.11 over 4, it's more like C, right? So in other words, if we want to introduce this one here, we are going to say what? To divide here by 1, right? We will come and divide here by 1, like this one, right? So you can see now that this expression is in the form of this one here, right? And what did I say about the cross multiple rule, or cross multiplication rule? This one here is going to multiply this upper part here. In other words, we are going to have 1 multiplied by the whole of this upper part, this one. And we know that any number multiplied by 1 is that particular number. So this implies that now we can have the whole of that part, which is the upper part, right? And then will be equals to 0.11, which is this part, right? Multiplied by 190, like this one, right? So I will multiply by 190,000, right? And then from there, I can now come and press a calculator. It is possible to take the whole of this, right? Or better still, it is possible to type this in a calculator, this part, or the whole of this part, and you divide by the whole of this part, except only x, because that's the one you're looking for. And then if you press equals to, if you do that and press equals to, you will find the value of x. But I want to go explicitly and firstly use a calculator to find the value of everything that is inside the square brackets. In other words, I will just say 1 plus 0.11 over 4, close brackets, to the power 40, minus 1 using my calculator, and I found out that is we are going to have x multiplied by 1,95987398777, right? So this value now come from whatever that is inside the square brackets, or everything that is inside the square brackets is equals to this one here. And then when I press a calculator here to say 0,11 over 4 multiplied by 190,000, the value become 5225 like this, right? And then now to find the value of x, we have to come and divide here by this number, which is, in other words, the left part or the left hand side, this part here. We are going to say, we are going to divide this part here by 1,95987398777, so that it will cancel with this one. We will be left with only x. And then we will also come and divide the right hand side with exactly this number. And then once you do that, the only value that will be left on the left hand side will be x, and then x value will be equals to 2665.99. In other words, to find the x value, you just press a calculator and said 5225 divide by 1,95987398777. The answer will be 2665.99. Let's not forget to write R, because this is money. We are talking about the money that will be paid quarterly.